What is going on, y'all? As always, I want to thank each and every single one of you guys for tuning in, for taking the time to click on this video, acknowledging my channel. It all means the world to me. Now, with this video, you guys are in for a treat. This one's about to be great. All right, look, Alfredo pasta is a classic. Everybody loves Alfredo. You can never go wrong. It's a nice, good, creamy white sauce with, you could put any pasta with it. You know, you could do any kind of protein. It's very, very, very versatile. So this is actually what makes it a really good food to learn how to make in the house, because all you need to do is, it's really easy, by the way, is learn how to make the sauce, and you can mix it up with any kind of pasta and make any kind of meal with it. So that's why I'm putting you guys on game today. We're gonna be doing a blackened Alfredo pasta with surf and turf style skewers as the protein, and we'll be doing a little bit of garlic bread on the side, because who doesn't like some garlic bread to go with your pasta? You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, so if you guys are hyped, stay tuned, buckle up. This one's gonna be crazy. Without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so we're gonna start off with an overview. So first thing you need is your steak. I got sirloin, you can get whatever kind you like. And then your shrimp, try to get them peeled and deveined already if you can. And then some garlic spread and bread, any kind that you guys like, but this is what's gonna be for the garlic bread. Any kind of white cheese, at least Parmesan though. That's what makes the Alfredo the Alfredo. And then the blackened, you already know, some minced garlic. And then these are the seasonings I'll be using right here. The Heights Meat Market seasonings, I'll be making a special guest appearance. Your heavy cream and your fettuccine, I think that's the best kind of noodle you can use for this. Now as for the steak, we will be making these into skewers, so we want to cut them into little cubes. So the best way to do that is to cut your steak into strips like this, and then we're gonna go ahead and get each of those strips and cut those strips down into little tiny cubes, so that way they sit nice and even on the skewer and they cook all the way through on all sides whenever I put them on the grill. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and season our steak now, just dry seasonings, no liquid. We're gonna be using some garlic salt, some pepper, and some high octane seasoning from Heights Meat Market. This stuff is amazing. And so we're just gonna put all the seasonings on and just mix it up with our hands. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and season the shrimp. So I just kept it simple, some garlic salt, some pepper, some Creole seasoning, and then the Heights Meat Market High C seasoning. Now this stuff, it's not salty, so you can use a good amount of it. And this is amazing on any kind of seafood, whatever it may be, shrimp, salmon, mahi, whatever, right? Season it up, and then like with the steak, just mix it up with your hands. And it's good to have each of your proteins seasoned individually, so that way they have their own flavor in the dish. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and build our skewers. So we're just gonna grab a skewer. You can use any kind of wooden one or any kind of metal one. And then we're just gonna go steak, shrimp, all the way down. And if you wanted to do any kind of vegetables like onions or peppers, you could totally add those as well. The cool thing about skewers is you can totally freestyle it however you wanna do it. But I just wanted to stick to proteins with this, so I just did the steak and the shrimp. But yeah, you just wanna go ahead and do it all the way down and fill up all the skewers that you have. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and cook these skewers. You can use any kind of cooking service, whether it be a flat top grill, a griddle like this, or even a charcoal grill, whatever works for you. Personally, I decided to use a little griddle here, and you just wanna let it cook on each side for probably about like 4 to 5 minutes. All that really matters is that the shrimp is cooked, because by the time it's hot enough for the shrimp to be cooked, the steak should be right about where you want it. And if you want your steak cooked a little more, then just leave it on, of course. All right, so now we're gonna do the garlic bread. Super easy. You're just gonna get the spread and spread it on however many slices you may wanna do, and then just bake it in the oven. Now I like mine crispier, so I did 425 for about 5 to 7 minutes. But if you like it softer, then you could just lower the heat, but probably stick to around 5 minutes or so. All right, so now we're gonna get the sauce and the noodles going. So you just wanna get some water boiling in a big pot. And then I also, on a low to medium heat, I got some garlic cooking up in a pan on the right. And then I just added the quart of heavy cream right there. And you just wanna keep it on that low to medium heat, wait for it to kind of start to simmer a little bit. And then meanwhile, we can focus on the pasta in the pot. So once you get the water boiling, you wanna add a good amount of salt to it. I'd say probably about like a couple tablespoons, and then you want to go ahead and add your pasta. You can literally just put it right into the boiling water, just like that. You don't have to break it, just like that it'll cook. And you want to give it about 7 to 8 minutes for a good al dente, but you always just want to take one noodle and try it before you pull them out the water, just so you know how good they are. And then you can always get right back to the sauce. Once you get a good little simmer going of the heavy cream, you want to go ahead and start seasoning it. I just kept it super basic, some salt, some pepper, and then I also added the blackened seasoning and a little bit of Old Bay just to give it a little extra flavor, and it came out perfect. And of course, once the seasonings are in, you want to go ahead and add your cheese. I'm using the whole bag, which is 2 cups, and it's a mixture of a bunch of different kinds of cheeses, but Parmesan is the base of it. So make sure that you get a nice good white cheese and mix it in, and this will come out great. Once everything is done, you want to empty that big pot and literally mix everything all together into that one big pot. Your sauce, your noodles, everything all in one. Just like that. Scrape any kind of excess off the pan that you possibly can, because that's the good stuff at the bottom. And then yeah, just mix everything in the pot, and naturally as you stir it and as it heats up, the noodles will absorb the sauce. So even if it may seem a little bit liquidy at first, if you let it sit for like 5 minutes, it will not look that way. I promise. All right, so here's how it looks plated. I grabbed some pasta, put it right there in the middle of the plate with some garlic bread at the top, and of course, one of these fresh skewers right on top of the pasta. And then I just topped it off with some Parmesan and a little bit of blackened just to give it some more color. And this dish came out great. I mean, so much flavor in the sauce, super duper creamy. There's a nice little hit of flavor on the steak and the shrimp, a nice little kick to it. The garlic bread came out nice and crispy. It was really good to dip into the sauce. Definitely 10 out of 10 recommend. This is a good one you can cook for your family at home with very few ingredients. So like always, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Remember to follow me on Instagram. There are tons and tons of videos and pictures that will not make this YouTube page that I'll be posting on there, so make sure you're following me there as well, and make sure you turn on all your post notifications so you don't miss a single thing. I thank each and every single one of y'all for tuning in. Peace.